Hey, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael, also Darlene the Sardine Queen, Darlene the Sardine Queen, Darlene the Sardine Queen. Everybody. We're doing this today because I got a crazy comment. All right, now when I posted the last Darlene video, I got a comment, and I actually went to look for it today so that I could reference it and give credit to the person who told me, and I couldn't find it. I even responded to it at the time, so that I could just look in my YouTube comments and filter by, like, I responded. Oh, wait, you know why it didn't pop up? I think I responded from my main YouTube channel account and not the Zachary Michael also account. So now that I say that, maybe I can find it. Let me just look. Wait, you know what? Wait, okay, let me just look. I just had this epiphany. Oh, I found it. This is a shout out to Albin Johansson 5975, who commented on my last Darlene video and said, I've watched Darlene for 10 years now, and she's always been bonkers, but I kind of love her. She once uploaded the audio of a phone call in which she berated the local post office. Just to be clear, I also looked for that, but there were so many. Videos that popped up when I searched the transcripts that said post office. I was like, I need more time to find this specific one, but I would love to listen to that one too. She went ham on some poor guy. It was glorious. I remember she also once talked about how she cried when Jeffrey Dahmer got killed. She described how she had to pull her car over to cry. I was like, okay, girl. And because of Albin Johansson, here we are today. Here we are today with this video titled Questions Nobody Asks tag, parentheses, and I regret my answers, LOL. And this is from 9 years ago, posted August 2nd, 2016. So really almost 10 years ago. And the description says, thank you for tagging me, Courtney with Love. See, oh, I didn't even know. Was Courtney with Love one of those people?
Hey everyone, it's
Now Miss Courtney with Love. Well, now she's just Courtney Brine. I'm tagging Darlene Michaud and Sharon Wise. Well, okay. Courtney Brine. What's Courtney Brine up to these days? Hi everyone, I'm Courtney. I make videos about cooking, crafting, plus-size fashion, beauty, and more. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I am getting distracted. My bad. Anyways, back in the day, if you're a newer YouTuber, there used to be these things called tags, and you just like answered questions and you'd tag people on YouTube and things like that. And you might recall that Amber Lynn used to do a lot of like girlfriend tags with all of the new partners that she had in her life. They had tags for everything back in the day. They're not super popular now. It's Monday. There is no Ford Focus. I'm trying out here, for crying out loud. I'm trying. And anyways, that's what we're doing here today. So this is old content. It's almost 10 years old. That's why she looks different. That's why I'm sure she was maybe already doing carnivore at this point. I know she's been on it for like a decade. Um, but here we are. Here we are. Now, I know the whole thing isn't about Jeffrey Dahmer, but I figured why not just watch the whole thing just to see. I will say when I used my trusty website Filmot to search her channel for Jeffrey Dahmer, there were 2 other videos besides this one where she also referenced Jeffrey Dahmer. So depending on how much time we have, perhaps we'll go check those out as well. Do you have a Lisa Cocomelon stream scheduled this week? It would depend on if Lisa posts. I think I've watched everything at this point that she did. We just watched her last week. If you want to go check it out on the Reupload channel. Now, what is PG on her fridge? Couldn't tell you, Diva. Couldn't tell you. All right, so if y'all are ready and you want to put some 69s in the chat, go right on ahead and do that. Soup Pig? I don't think... How is that short for Soup Pig? Procter and Gamble? Gamble. I can't talk. I love pig grease. I love... Not protein girth. Not protein girth. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Not I love pegging gays. Okay. Not penis growth. Y'all are... Everybody's so creative. All right. Let's get to.
Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. It is a Tuesday night, and I have been wanting to do this video for about a week now. Courtney with Love tagged me in a questions nobody asks tag. So
I also want to say, can we also just say this? She seems so much happier already here too, by the way. She seems so much happier here, and we kind of touched on that in the last Darlene reaction, because I pulled up the video of her cutting her bangs with a knife, and she seemed genuinely like a happier person then too. But here we are. Maybe it's because she wasn't pissing beef or whatever she's got going on with this carnivore diet.
I've been anxious to have a little bit of time to sit down and do this tag. There's quite a few questions, so what I'm going to do is the questions that I know I have an answer for, I will answer.
I had the volume turned up a little bit. Is she too loud, by the way? Is it good? Are we good?
If I think I have to stop and think hard.
Yeah, she's loud. Oh, there's a prediction, everybody, if you want to check it out. Okay, I turned her down a little bit more. How many times will Darlene whisper today is the prediction for those of you watching in real time here on the Twitch. When I screen record things on my computer, on my desktop, I use Streamlabs to do it. And sometimes I have to turn the volume up really loud, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Why is 1 not an option? Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, 1 is not an option, Jamie. Did you do that on purpose? You have 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 plus. What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong? Go let him know. Go let him know. Go let him know. I think Jamie is restarting the prediction. There you go. There you go. Looking. Oh, guess who's back? Poe, what are we barking about? I sent you what I think was the post office one you mentioned. Jane, thank you so much. Posef, we're not doing this. You're gonna get people's dogs all triggered. Let's just sit. Yeah, good boy. Now down. Down. Sit. Down. Good boy. Good boy. Those are his best 2 tricks. And by tricks, I mean basic ass commands that he can do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep keep moving, but please feel free to participate in the prediction.
I'll skip it and come back to it another time. And there's 43 questions, so that's a little bit long. Let's just get right to it.
Wait, why are these blue glasses so country? Oh, PG means the peanut gallery. No, it does. At one point she referred to like the people who watched her or her Facebook group as the peanut gallery.
Do you go by a nickname? No, and I felt bad as a child that I did not have a nickname. Everybody in my family did. My brother Roland Jr. was Sonny. Actually, he went by Sonny Boy growing up.
Posif. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, buddy. There's literally quite. Oh, I see. I see. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna get hurt. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, you're fine. Can you please just ignore that? Okay. Just chill. Just sit down. Down. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good baby.
We dropped the boy later in life. My brother Richard was Dickie. My brother Ronald was Ronnie, except for in the family we always called him Ronald, but all his friends called him Ronnie, so he had a nickname. My sister Dolores, in the family we all called her Dolores, but everyone else called her Dolly. And then there was me, Darlene. The closest I came is when I got a vanity plate for my car. At the time, we were only allowed 6 characters, so I couldn't put Darlene, so I put Darl. Some people have called me Darl or Dar.
Darlene, the sardine queen. I love how we have been able to give her the nickname she always wanted. We have been able to give her the nickname she's clearly always wanted. A simple no, I didn't have a nickname would have been fine. It's clear she has some pent-up feelings about it.
Nope, no nickname, and it bothered me greatly. When driving, do you listen to the CDs, tapes, the radio, or nothing? I listen to nothing for 99% of the time because music makes me very, very sad, and
listening to nothing in the car is low-key kind of sociopath behavior. It's kind of crazy.
Do a lot of crying in the car, especially if there's music. I usually listen to nothing and just let my brain work. Are you a window person or an aisle person? On a plane, I definitely like the window because you know how when the plane stops, everybody stands up and they want to stand there for 20 minutes while waiting for the door to open? I don't get that. I want to sit down. I want to stay seated and wait.
You just to be clear, you could do that in an aisle seat as well. There's no rule that anybody has to stand up. Jeffrey Dahmer updates. Someone explained. Hi, quirky moments. We're about to get to it. We're about to get to it. So just stay tuned.
And if I'm in the aisle, the person by the window is like, "Can you get up, please?
No.
I'm getting off here." It's like, yeah, I'm getting off here too. But there's no reason for us to stand up yet. So, window. Let everybody stand up and look like fools. I'll sit there and rest.
That's also the craziest reason to prefer a window seat. Maybe not craziest, but the funniest. The funniest reason. Like, the most... Like, I like a window seat because I like to be able to prop my head up against the side of the plane if I want to try to take a nap or something. I like the window seat because I can look out the window if I need to. There's so many other reasons you would think of, but she's like, I'm tired of people annoying me and wanting me to stand up on the plane.
How do you relieve stress? What the heck? Is there a way? Somebody tell me. I guess I used to drink it off way back then, but I don't do that anymore. What's your favorite childhood TV show?
That is such a crazy indicator of where she is now in life. Is there even a way to relieve stress? Well, yes, there's probably something you could do.
It's hard. You know, like when I was really little, I used to like, what was it? Was it called Wonder Dog? I loved that. And I liked, Flintstones, different cartoons like that. But, as I got a little bit older, I really liked, the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch. Gotta go with those two.
She had so much more whimsy back in the day. She had so much more energy, whimsy. There was light in her eyes. What happened? She never found a way to deal with the stress. She never found a way to deal with the stress, and now she's just a bitter, bitter person.
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I always knew from very little that I wanted to be self-employed. I don't think I knew the words self-employed, but I knew I wanted to just have my own business. So I succeeded. What was the best prank you ever pulled off? Okay, I actually have a pretty good prank. I had some fake dog poop, and this is when I was an adult in my 20s, and it really looked like dog poop. And we had a pool with a deck.
Hell
And
yeah.
had a whole bunch of family over, and the deck had steps, and I put the dog poop on the steps, like as if a dog would have gone there and kind of like balanced
pooped?
on the steps. Not likely, but everybody noticed. They're like, oh my God, look what's on the steps. And so I'm like,
So
oh,
funny.
it can't be. And I'm like, oh my God, really? And I get down and I smell it, and I can still remember my brother-in-law's face. He is like, and then I come up with it in my mouth. Well, at that point, they kind of knew it had to be a joke.
I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. We haven't even gotten to the Jeffrey Dahmer part, and I'm just so pleased with my video choice today. She's so funny. What a little prankster. What a little prankster, Darlene.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they thought I really was hungry. I don't know.
Imagine she actually ate poop back in the day. Is that better or worse than the beef grease and butter she eats today?
If you could have dinner with any three people, whom would you choose? I have a hard time with this one because if I really told you the kind of people I would choose, you're going to think there's something very, very wrong with me. So I can't.
Well, I already think there's something very, very wrong with you, Diva. Just to be clear. Just to be clear, this is my first introduction to her, and I'm so pleased as well. If you want more Darlene, the Sardine Queen nonsense, I do have a playlist on my YouTube re-upload channel where you can watch all of her nonsense.
Actually name names because I would have to think forever, and I got stumped on, I think, this question on a different Q&A that I did. I would be wanting to sit down with people that nobody in the world would want to sit down with, except a few of you have said that maybe you would. I know it sounds terrible. But like the first person that popped into my head, okay, this sounds terrible. Charles Manson. I want to talk to somebody with that kind of mind and say, what does it feel like inside to be you? Because I am one of the most, I don't know how to say this, I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for people who do horrible, horrible things. And he's not really.
Yeah, it checks out. You have a lot of empathy and sympathy with people who do horrible things. Girl, I want to know how your brain works. Because what do you mean, Diva? What do you mean? Not for service workers, though. Actually, let's wake that up, because how are you going to say you can have empathy and sympathy for, checks notes, Charles Manson? But the way I've seen you just completely berate service workers and talk about service workers and people who provided you services that you were unhappy with, the ways that you lacked empathy and sympathy for those people is crazy. Is crazy. It's one thing to be interested in the sociology of it, but to say you have empathy, no, for real.
Really even a good example, because he didn't like really physically do anything, did he? I mean, he was like the mind leader or whatever. But people like Jeffrey Dahmer, there's a good example. Jeffrey Dahmer was...
Hold your horses. Hold your pants. I hope you're all sitting. I hope you're all sitting.
Born to two very normal parents and had a very normal brother. He grew up to be a cannibal and a serial killer and would do an interview with his father, and all I could look at was that man and say, what happened? I know we have free will, but I don't think people who can do stuff like that have control of any kind of free will. I want to sit and talk to somebody like that. I don't know if it's just because of my struggle with mental illness or, you know, seeing how my...
I don't think your struggle with mental illness is anything like Jeffrey Dahmer being a serial killer who ate people, Diva. I don't think your if your mental illness has any connection to Jeffrey Dahmer, it makes you feel any kind of relationship to Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson, you need to seek help. Like, what?
My mother can be, and you know, but I just want to talk to somebody like that. I just feel for these people. It must be horrible. I am sure there are people who do...
Is this why she went carnivore? Girl, I don't know.
Horrible things in this lifetime that they go through and feel horrible about it. But I think that there's got to be some people that just, they can't control it. If that urge is there, or it's just so powerful, it's just like, you know, somebody who just can't stop doing that needle in the arm. I've never done heroin, so I don't even know if I'm making sense.
Girl, no, you're not making sense. What? How did we start talking about heroin? Also, just to be clear, are you saying that you somehow have had the urge to like murder and or eat people, but you just have the capability to say no? And so you just think that there's something so wrong with Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson that like they just don't have the mental ability to say no to those things? Cause it's kind of sounding like you've had thoughts about eating people, but you're just different from Jeffrey Dahmer because you're able to say, I shouldn't do that. Sounds like she's saying that they don't understand self-control like she does.
But I can only imagine it must be that powerful. And I feel like it's very sad that people are born and they go through this life and they can do heinous things and then they die, and it's like, what was that all about? What was that for? Why? Why did that have to happen? And why does everybody hate those who don't do what they're supposed to do? Because aren't we supposed to all be like all on this earth for some sort of the same reason? I just don't understand. Where is the line where we say, okay, you're okay, you're okay, you're not okay. You're out of here.
I don't know. I imagine the line happens somewhere around like murdering and eating people. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Thank God for the person who told me that this video existed, because Darlene, what? Is the NBC Hannibal fan still here? Yeah, earlier there was somebody who was like, that resubscribed that was like, I'm the world's biggest NBC Hannibal fan.
I don't know. Okay, boy, that question certainly struck a nerve with me. If you could get back any article of clothing you once wore, what would it be?
What a hard pivot from talking about empathizing with murders to what article of clothing would you get back that you once wore?
The only thing I can remember that I loved greatly were my go-go boots. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, they were like, you know, just a little bit over the ankle, white go-go boots. I don't know if anybody even knows what that is. They were like what dancers used to wear, the go-go dancers. And I used to use white shoe polish on them. If you could hire any actor to portray you in a movie, who would you choose? I thought about this one, and I think Melissa McCarthy is kind of...
Melissa McCarthy could make her a real funny, crazy, kooky kind of lady.
of a good match. I know she's lost a lot of weight, so she'd have to gain some weight back. But she's kind of raw. She can be raw. She's funny. I like her. If I could play any instrument, what would I play? I would love to be able to play the piano. I've taken lessons a few times in my life, and I know chords and things like that, but it would be really nice to be able to play. If you could hear anyone in history give a speech, whom would you hear?
Diva, she's going to say Jeffrey Dahmer again. She's going to say Jeffrey Dahmer. She's going to say Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't know. Again, I'd probably pick somebody that nobody else would ever want to hear. If you could live in one city the rest of your life, it would be right here in Sanford, Maine. I love...
Well, she moved from Sanford, Maine. She moved away from Sanford, Maine to Mississippi. It's probably best she didn't answer that last question because she could have said something worse. Like, imagine she's like, I would have really loved to hear one of Hitler's speeches. Like, I'm glad she just passed without saying anything.
My city used to be a town, now it's a city. Realistically, I'm sure I probably won't because I will move to wherever Skylar and Derek are, but if I could have my perfect world, I would have my family here with me in Sanford, Maine. If I could make any fictional character come to life, which would it be? I can't think of anything. I don't know. When I was a kid, what did I dress up for as Halloween? I never had purchased costumes. We used to have big buckets of just old clothing that was my sister's and stuff. And I used to wear like old dresses of hers. So I'd be things like maybe an old lady or whatever. I think my very last Halloween, I'm pretty sure it was the last time I went trick-or-treating, I was a gypsy. And I really liked that. Do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed?
Darlene the Sardine Queen. Oh my gosh. Also, what kind of question is, do you sleep with your closet doors opened or closed? The fuck does that mean? Like, why? Who cares?
I sleep in the living room, so there's no closets. But when I slept upstairs as I was growing up, I preferred the doors open because I didn't know what was behind a closed door. And I wanted the doors to be open so I could see in there.
Sure.
Felt safer that way. If I could be a cartoon...
The boogeyman made this tag. Did Mike Wazowski make this tag?
Character, who would I be? I have no clue. I think I just am my own cartoon character.
T.
Do you take the shampoos and conditioner bottles from the hotel? Yes, I do. And I'll take whatever's left of the roll of toilet paper and the tissues.
You cheap ass. Never change, Darlene. Never change, Darlene.
Have you stolen a street sign before? No, but I certainly would have, had the opportunity been there. I would have liked that.
There's still
Do you
time.
sleep with your sheets tucked in? No, I'm not a tucker-inner. Too much work to do that. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? I think most say the swarm of bees, but no, I'm going with the bear. I don't...
If Rosie Lynn Reed can outrun a bear, Darlene can outrun a bear. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Want little pinpricks all over my body? I would rather just try to play dead and hope that the bear falls for it. Do you always smile for pictures? I think I probably do. Have you peed in the woods? I drank almost my entire life. I have peed everywhere.
Love my primo wheat.
Yes. Grace, thanks for the bit. You better pee everywhere, diva. You, the golden shower fantasy.
What size is your bed? It's a couch.
Iconic answer. Iconic answer. What size is your bed? Well, it's a couch. Divas, this video is so fun. This video is so fun.
What was the best concert you ever attended? I guess I'm gonna go with my first one. It was the Guess Who in Texas. It's when I met Andy, and I was 14. What is your song of the week? I have no songs. Do you still watch cartoons? I watched SpongeBob and Paw Patrol with Skylar.
Hell
but
yeah.
I'm glad she's getting out of cartoon stage. She likes the other, like, kid shows. How many languages can you speak? 2, English and French.
Oh, okay, come on, French. You better work.
Not fluently with the French unless I'm drunk and I don't drink anymore. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes and no.
Unless I'm... What do you... You get drunk? Is that a thing that happens for people? Getting drunk and then being able to speak a foreign language fluently when you can't do it sober? Work, diva.
Have an idea that there's like spirits or something floating around, but I don't know that they're necessarily ghosts, like, you know, like we know of ghosts. But... Oh, first concert, the Guess Who. Cheetos or Fritos? Cheetos. Can you curl your tongue? No. Ever won a spelling bee? No. Own a record player? Yes, I do. It's in my closet upstairs. Would you like to see... Who would you like to see in concert? I don't care about going to a concert.
She hates music. This woman hates music.
Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles? I don't even really know for sure what a snickerdoodle is, but I like sugar cookies, so I'm going with that.
When I get drunk, I French kiss people. Does that count as a second language? Well, yes. Well, yes.
Can you swim well? Yes. And I'm not afraid of deep water. I'm the type of person that can jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Hell yeah.
But I'm afraid of, like, sharks and stuff. But the swimming, I mean, you know, do I swim well? I mean, no, I'm not going to win any races, but I do love the water. And I can float and swim, and I like to swim underwater like that. Are you patient? Not ever.
She sure isn't. She's not lying, and she's not lying.
DJ or band at a wedding? I'd have to go with DJ, but, you know, when I was a kid, I went to a lot of weddings, and back then it was a band. And there was just something so much more wedding about a band, so I don't know. I'm never going to another wedding anyway. Ever won a contest? I did win my iPad that I have, and it was like 6 months before I even opened it, because I was like, I'm never going to use this.
Oh, man. Rosie'd be pissed knowing you were just sitting there with an unopened iPad. Damn. Sharks in Maine? Well, she didn't say that she was afraid of sharks in Maine, although Maine is on the coast. Like, there is an ocean. I can tell you, I just went to the coast of Maine and saw the ocean when I was there.
It was through some writing picked by random, some site that I used to write on. Do you have kids? Yes, one, Derek. Do you want kids or want to have more kids? No. If I started over, I probably wouldn't even have the one that I have. I know that sounds terrible, but it's because I would like to start over and myself not even be here. So I don't wish life...
Wait, what? She said, I don't even want the one I have, but that's because I don't even want to exist. Just wild. Just wild.
On anyone. I just think life is very sad, especially for people like Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you know that when Jeffrey Dahmer...
How did we get back to Jeffrey Dahmer? We are absolutely, by the way, gonna go pull up the 2 other videos where she talks about Jeffrey Dahmer, because now that I have all of this context, I want to know the context of the other videos.
He had gone to prison, obviously. I'll never forget it. I was riding down Main Street and it was raining, and I heard on the radio that Jeffrey Dahmer was killed in prison. I had to pull over because I was crying so hard because I thought, no one is sad for this man, and I just think it was the saddest thing. I felt for his parents and his brother and just the lives he destroyed, and I just don't think that somebody with their right mind, I mean, is there really a right mind? I sometimes don't know. He was put on this earth and he did whatever it was that in his head he was going to do. And I just think that is so, so sad.
Listen, I certainly think there's probably a conversation to have about, having empathy for incarcerated people and the ways that the prison industrial complex system really, like, harms more than it helps, and isn't really doing a lot of, like, rehabilitation of people that end up there and things like that. There's something to say about having this level of empathy for a legitimate serial killer. She watched the Ryan Murphy limited series and became a super fan. This is 10 years ago. The Ryan Murphy series didn't even exist. So I don't know. I would maybe think differently about, I would maybe be able to understand a little bit more about where her empathy was coming from if I really felt like she was a person that had a lot of empathy and understanding for other people in her life. We've watched so many videos of this woman clearly have little to no empathy for people who she felt wronged her at the Joanne Fabrics. For the people from the moving company that she felt wronged her. And so to hear her have this level of empathy for somebody who did legitimately heinous acts is wild to me. Like, I think that's fucked up. I think that's so fucked up. I really do. I really, truly do. Like, I don't understand. I want to understand how Darlene's brain works, because this don't make a goddamn lick of sense to me. Insane.
I don't know. Anyway, I had to pull over and I bawled like a baby for him. I cry anytime there's an execution. I don't care who the person is. I
think I've alluded to this before, but I personally, like, my beliefs, feelings, morals, etc. is that, like, the death penalty is awful. Truly. Like, I don't wish that for anybody. I think there's other ways we can hold people accountable without ending their lives, even if that's the poor choice that they made for other people and the horrible, terrible choice. But again, this all comes down to quite literally, he wasn't executed. I know, but she is talking about executions and death penalties and things like that. So that's why I'm talking about it. Just so we're clear. Just so we're clear. So I'm just saying, like, again, she doesn't have the capacity to have empathy, understanding, etc. for, like, her neighbors. You remember, I mean, actually, I wasn't using neighbor literally, but do you remember her ranting and raving about her neighbor? Remember when we listened to those YouTube videos? where she was upset that her neighbor was trying to be checks notes neighborly. And that's why it's just like this is crazy to me right now.
Say, oh my God, what a sad life. Does anybody else feel like that? Please tell me that somebody else does. Everybody in my circle, they don't feel that way. They're happy if a bad person is put in prison or executed. I'm not saying I don't want them to go to prison. I'm just saying I think execution is just, because I'm always afraid that what if any one of us could be awesome, wonderful people, and then we just like lose our mind and do something horrible. It's just scary. I just would like to be protected from going over the edge. But I think a lot of people just go over the edge. I don't know. It's just sad.
This feels like a massive self-report. No, for real, for real. For real, for real. She got me scared of her. Of her.
There, you know it. You know the real me. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to hear the free will story. As everybody likes to say, but there is free will, and they chose to do that. I think there's probably a lot of things in this world that we don't necessarily choose. I think we're drawn or compelled or obsessed, and that minds can be maybe not working the way it should be. And it doesn't mean that I'm okay with people murdering others, but it just means that I will shed tears for the murderer. I don't know. I do. Every time something horrible happens, I feel bad for the people who caused it. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to bed and hide under the blankets and wait for the comments to come in. Thank you so much for watching. Hope I didn't make him run away now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
That was one of the craziest Darlene Michaud videos we've watched. We've watched some crazy stuff. We've watched some crazy things. Damn. Totally see the similarities between you and Melissa McCarthy. You guys are funny ladies. I also see some Rosie O'Donnell. Hell yeah. All right. I want to go pull up some of the two other ones. You might have to bear with me while I get them pulled up to the right part.
Hi everyone, it's
where she's actually talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. So give me a second. Give me a second. This one is from June 27th, 2017. Oh wait, I forgot. YouTube having a search feature on the transcript never works. But here we go. It's right here. Let's just scroll back a little bit to get the context for what she's talking about. Okay. All right. Let's see.
And she could actually wear them to school. The fire. I do want to tell you that 3 boys have been arrested for starting the fire in the mill, a 12-year-old and 2 13-year-olds. I have a lot of things that I can say about that. I know some people are like, you know, they need to learn a good lesson. And yeah, they do need to learn a lesson. But I also believe that some people have good in them and they might just do wrong things. Some kids can be followers and follow those who want to do wrong things. Even the kids who want to do wrong things are not necessarily bad people. I hate kids. No. I do feel that some people are born bad, just like some people are born good, some people are born straight, some people are born gay. I mean, we just are who we...
No, girl, why am I in this? No, why am I in this? No one is born good or evil. Yeah, isn't there a Wicked song about that? Was she born evil, or did she have wickedness thrust upon her? No, I was born good and gay. She's so right. Not good fats and bad fats. Oh my god.
We are, and it's really too bad that there are people who are born bad, like Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, he himself, you know, knows he was compelled to do the things he wanted to do, and I feel so sad for people who have to live a life like that, where they're so compelled to do what many would consider evil, but yet they're human beings. They were born on this planet like everyone else. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about these things.
She really feels so strongly, specifically about Jeffrey Dahmer. Yes, it is the transition. It is the transition from born gay to born Dahmer. It's crazy. It is crazy that from a span of some people are born good, born evil, born straight, born gay, and some people are Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, what? I'm honestly gonna Google what people hate. And I even Googled it. Are people born good?
We're supposed to love everyone, aren't we? Aren't we all created equal? I don't know. I just don't know. I just have a great empathy for bad people. I really do. I feel more bad for them than for good people who do something wrong, because good people who do something wrong are kind of maybe making more of a choice to do that.
What? Who is this woman? Basically, her thoughts are, well, I have more empathy for Jeffrey Dahmer because he's bad and there's just no way he could have controlled that. He just didn't have any control over that. Whereas there are good people who do bad things and we shouldn't have empathy for them. Like, when I think about the concept of, like, a good person who does bad things, I think about, like, you know, a good person who's, like, maybe having troubles making ends meet, and so they steal food for their kids. Like, that's a good person who's doing a quote-unquote bad thing for, like, a good reason. And I do have empathy for those kinds of people, right? What? In what world are we justifying feeling empathy for Jeffrey Dahmer? I don't understand. It's the woman who can't have empathy for the sales clerk at the Joann's.
As opposed to somebody who was born with a brain that's just going to lead them in that direction. I don't believe in free will. I don't think everybody has free will. I think that we're just who we are. So anyway, it just makes me very sad that it's 3 teenagers. I hope that they're handled in a way.
She also could have had a full conversation about, like, 3 teenagers, young people starting a fire at a mill. Like, there are so many other directions she could have talked about when it comes to having empathy for those kids. Like, I think it would be way easier to just say, yeah, I think sometimes kids do dumb things because they're dumb and they're kids. Like, kids do that. And, like, unfortunately, sometimes kids make really bad choices that have greater consequences for the rest of their lives when they're only, like, 13 and 14. But instead, she goes into this diatribe about how she has empathy for Jeffrey Dahmer. Like things that are normal, having empathy for kids who find themselves in bad situations because they're kids and they make mistakes as young people. Things that don't make sense, having empathy for adult serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Weird. So you can't get mad at the employees you don't like because they were just born unhelpful. This does not feel like the real Darlene because it feels like black and white thinking, and I think she knows better than that. I could be totally off base though. I think really the thing is that she's a very different person than whoever this Darlene was. Again, this is 2017, so now this is like 9 years ago. She's just I think she's experienced some trauma. If you don't know, the along with the move to Mississippi to be with Derek and Skylar, also came the passing of her mother, who she was the caretaker for a really long time. And I think there was a lot of, just based on like the little that I know about Darlene, it seems like there's a lot of trauma related to that. And I think a lot of that has led to like a Darlene Michaud that's really bitter, angry, etc. So I don't know. I think just a lot has happened in that span of time.
Where good can come out of it for them. It's sad to have somebody's life destroyed by a really stupid mistake. I know it's not a mistake to light a match or do whatever they did. I know they did it. They did it on purpose. But 12 and 13 is not really an adult, and we don't know their mental background. We don't know how they've been raised or what they've been taught, or, you know, it's just hard. It's just hard to know the backstory. So I just feel bad for them. I hope they get help. Then the other sad thing is that there are 2 homeless men who have not been seen since before the fire. And
okay, the homeless men have been found alive and well. I think that was the only reference of Jeffrey Dahmer, based on my transcript search. So we got one more moment where she, and this is more recent, where she talks about Jeffrey Dahmer. This is actually, this video that I'm about to pull up is from April 12th of 2024. And it's actually from a video called Chit Chat, My Thoughts About AA Now plus Other Stuff. So let me get it pulled up too. Let me get it pulled up where it's at in the transcript. And I will let you know. All right, well, scroll back just a little bit, and then that way we can get the full, hopefully the full context. All right, here we go.
They say, I'll take the good away with me and I'll just forget all this other stuff. But it's not fun to be somewhere where you start to enjoy the people and you really can't have your conversations and have somebody else be like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? When they're talking about their beliefs, others are agreeing with them and stuff. If I were to talk about my beliefs, I even said to them, you can stone me. You know, I was ready to go gather the rocks. So I stepped away from it. Again, I want everyone to do their own thing, and I'm very interested in what other people do.
And I think the context here, for a while she was talking about going back to AA meetings and things like that. If you don't know, Darlene has been sober from alcohol for I think quite a long time, to be honest. And there was a period of time where on her channel she talked about attending AA and stuff like that. And I didn't cover a lot of that because I don't play when it comes to people's sobriety and stuff like that. So I just let her post these videos and didn't say anything about it. But she was having difficulties, I think, feeling connected with with the AA meeting she was attending and the people there and stuff like that. So I think that's what some of this is about.
Say, believe, remember, I'm the one who would be glad to sit with Jeffrey Dahmer at dinner. I would be so interested in him and what he has to say, because I just think that we all are who we are, and the people who do believe in God.
Yay, I am a cheapo and used my Prime twice in a row. Go me. Love this community of PPL a lot though.
You're Creamo Wheat. Thanks so much for 2 months of Prime. Appreciate that.
They'll pray for our and the. I would be so interested in him and what he has to say, because I just think that we all are who we are, and the people who do believe in God, they'll pray for the sinners, but it's like, why can't they say, wow, he's a child of God too, so let's just say that, whatever, let's leave it up to God if he did right or wrong. But they're very judgmental, the ones that I'm around, very judgmental. It's just like the people who bitch at me for swearing on my videos. It's like, I just can't wrap my head around it. Grown-ass adults watching a video getting mad at me because I swear on my channel, and it's so obvious that I enjoy swearing, and they want to just take the rug out from under me and say, fuck that shit. No, they wouldn't say that. Stop talking like that, because it's not appropriate.
Well, okay, so I do think that people of God would probably say, like, yeah, once he dies, he's going to meet his maker and God will decide, right? Like, I do think that's their belief. I don't think that means that he should also, like, go free. I don't know. I have a very complicated, like, relationship and feeling about the, like, prison industrial complex system. I would love for there to be something better out there for people, that was actually, rehabilitative and things like that. But, yeah, also, he murdered and ate people, Diva. Slingshot Sally, thanks so much for subscribing at Tier 1. Appreciate it.
So, yeah, and again, I am never going to go to someone's channel and say, God, you better start swearing. I wish you would swear or I'm not going to watch you. I don't care what they do. It's their place, and I appreciate everyone and anyone. I really do. And it just sounds like I'm very disliking things, because
I'm very disliking
it doesn't
things.
make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to say, we don't do this, but then you're doing it. That, it just, like, huh?
I think we've moved past Jeffrey Dahmer. That is also the only part in this that she talks about Jeffrey Dahmer. But what I do think is interesting about this video in particular is that it is from 2024. Which is fascinating in the sense that I keep saying, like, I don't know, this is a different Darlene. But she's still out here able to have, in 2024, have empathy for him, but not for all the videos where we've watched her rage about bad customer service. Cool. Cool. Stunning. Well, anyways, that is all I have time for, YouTubies. Bye, YouTubies! Subscribe!